Hey, good morning. Have interest rates got you down? Are you trying to figure out whether or not you should rent or you should buy? I was in a similar situation lately and I figured it out and I decided to buy. And it was the best move for me, and it might just be the best move for you. Stick around and I'll let you know how it worked out. My name is Angel Meeks and I'm with Realty One Group, Emerald Coast. I want to tell you a little bit about my story or my journey to home ownership. For me personally, I decided that it made way more sense to buy. And here's why. I've been told for years that you're either paying someone else's mortgage or you're paying your own. And I wanted to pay my own. Even if I'm only paying $30 a month towards the principal of my home, it makes more sense to me to have that $30 going towards something that I will own versus something someone else owns. So I wanted to pay my mortgage, not someone else's. Now let me tell you how I came to that decision real quick. When I purchased my first home, I hadn't been in real estate long enough to get a traditional mortgage. And again, through a friend, I was really blessed in that I was able to get them to owner finance it for me. And they owner financed it. When I sold, I ended up with enough equity. Now, mind you, this is not typical, but home prices went up in such a way that I was able, after I sold, to pay cash for my car and to pay off my credit cards. That's a huge deal. So I started looking at home ownership as an investment versus just somewhere to sleep at night and park my car. The interest rate for owner financing was much higher at the time. Well, it always is. It typically always is. So I was paying 5% interest when everyone else was paying 2.4. That was a hard pill to swallow. But at the time, I had my daughter at home, and I had to have a place for her. And it still made more sense with the push of a friend. She helped me see the light, and it made more sense at the time to buy versus to rent. So you see, even though I was paying a much higher interest rate on that mortgage, it was still a better decision for me to buy versus rent because I was getting the equity in the home. When I was faced with the realization that I was going to have to buy again with higher interest rates, I was still scared. I was still hesitant. I was still reluctant. But because of what happened before, I probably wasn't as reluctant as some of you are now. So what I did was I bought below my budget, and I bought one that needed a little bit of work, something that I could put work into while I'm here, and when I sell it, I will be the one to get the equity out of it, not the person I bought it from. So it needs updating. It has a little bit of wood rot on the soffits that I'm going to fix. It needed a fence. It needed things like that. So slowly but surely, over the next couple years that I'm in this home, I will build equity in it in the things that I do. And what worked for me may not work for you. It may not be perfect for everyone, but consider it an option to buy, even with the interest rates being what they are. I mean, if you think back, interest rates were 11, 12, even higher percentage when our parents bought or our grandparents, and they survived. So just know that buying a home is an investment that can pay off for you. And if you have any questions about whether or not it's for you, give me a call. Let's explore all of your options. Let's look at where you are in life and what you need, and let's decide what your best plan of action should be in this market.